Grace and peace, grand rising. Good afternoon. So this is a little different. I didn't post up the live. I didn't post up the beginning of the week cards messages. So instead, I just went today and instead of doing just the video, the shorts of the messages for the week, I figured, oh, Larry B, shut up! Oh my God, salute! Oh my God, in the bushes, one of the old schoolers. Salute. So yeah, I figured let me just go on live today and just do the just do the message for the midweek check-in. Also just to go over what some planetary alignments are happening right now because some people may be feeling a little funky, some people may be a little confused. It's a lot going on besides what's going on. But it is contributed to what's going on in the atmosphere. So I'm gonna just dive into that really quickly and then get your message and get up out of here. Didn't want to spend too much time today doing that. Also, I pinned in the comment section. You guys can't see it on the live, but my solar return is Sunday. I will be turning 50 grand glorious years. I'm saying toodaloos to my 40s. That whole decade was trying. It was sad. There were moments of happiness. Um, hearing the news of my oldest getting married, or engaged rather, set to be married, and my youngest graduating from high school and her bringing her to college. But in between all that was sad, grief, depression, broken heart, lonely heart. So yeah, I'm ready to turn a new leaf. I'm ready to jump out of this 40s real quick. I learned some lessons along the way because you should as you grow. And yeah, to all those that showed me some blessings in disguise, I appreciate it. Um, yeah, everything, the grief, the hurt, the heartaches. It's all a blessing and a lesson to be learned. So with that being said, yes, I'm a Cancer. I'm on the cusp of Leo, so I feel all of it. And speaking of which, we are in a super moon, a super new moon, which started yesterday, but the energy is being felt today. Rather yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Aw, thank you, Larry Beach. Thank you. So, yeah. Oh, it's I was saying that in the pin is, if you're feeling moved to send me little birthday blessings, you guys can do that to Foxy Moon, Cash App, $ Foxy Moon 19, or to Venmo. If you don't, I don't have anything else. I don't have PayPal or Zelle, Chime, or any of that other good stuff that's going on out there. Those are the only two things that I have. So I'm sorry if you don't have either or, but you just sending your love, thinking about me, helping me usher in a new year, a new decade. I appreciate that. So yeah, so a super new moon, right? Anytime we hear about new moons, that is about new beginnings, but there's some cycles that had to end. Being that it's in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, you're going to have these emotions. Not only is the moon in Cancer, but the sun is in the sign of Cancer, right? Because we're in Cancer season, and that ends on the 22nd. So anybody from the 19th to the 22nd is considered a cusp. So they kind of get a little bit of Cancer and a little bit of Leo energy in there. We also have Neptune in retrograde, and Neptune is also in the sign of Cancer. And hold on to your seats because Mercury retrograde is happening now until the end of the month, and that is also in the sign of Cancer. So we have 4 planetary alignments in the sign of Cancer, and I will briefly with just me telling you what Cancer is. But I will also read out of my Foxy book. Yes, I have my own book. I had it custom made to my natal chart. And yeah, man. So I know I was born in the Neptune retrograde. So not in Cancer, but I was born in a Neptune retrograde. So let me just break down really quickly what is going on with those, and then I'll get the Cancer definition there. So the sun is in Cancer, okay, and that's staying here, until, like I said, the 22nd. So then we got Mercury retrograde, because let's talk about that. Everybody hears, oh, Mercury retrograde, and what's that all about? And we know now that it has to do with communication, right? We know that it also has to deal with technology. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so Geminis are being affected by this sign. Cancers are being affected by the retrograde. Water signs in general, but specifically Cancers. Virgo, Libra, ones that are having to do air signs, right? Or whoever's ruled by Mercury. So being that Mercury is in the sign of Cancer, okay, Cancer is the sign of home, it's the sign of memories, and people you carry with you even after they're gone. So yeah, while this transactions and transitions was happening in my 40s and in my mid 40s, losing my grandmother and my father within that time frame, yeah, they'll always be here. Always, So in Mercury, the energy is going backwards, right? But it's really not. The retrograde just means that the energy is standing still while we're moving forward. So you'll hear, oh, Mercury's, that just means that the planets are moving backwards. Well, there's no such thing as that, right? That's science 101. So we know that that's not the case, but the energy does stand still. So it does feel like it is backwards. And Cancer moves back through Cancer. The past does not just knock on your door, it walks in and sits down. And that's very funny, because Mercury retrograde can bring back these old blasts from the past, exes, old friends, old family members you don't talk to anymore, or you just haven't spoken to in a while, right? So it's funny because I got a text message yesterday from someone that it just kind of like I befriended in a spur of the moment type thing last year, and I got a text that they're going to be in town and would like to chill and meet up again and stuff. And I was just like, oh my gosh, there goes that Mercury. I have a family member, my aunt also had text, and she says, I'm going to be in town. And I haven't seen my aunt since my grandmother's passing, which was 2018. So yeah, so that energy, while those are good things, the people that you got rid of, or you thought you got rid of, those are the ones you don't want knocking at your door, sending you a text message, sending you DMs. Because like these life lessons that I learned in the past 10 years is, what, while some things you feel is good in your life, may not necessarily be so good, or maybe it is good, it's just not the right time. It's your lesson to learn why are these people, family, friends, lovers, whoever it is, what are they teaching you? What is it that you need to know? Oh, you're going to be in town too? Listen, hit me up, Larry Beach. Hit me up. You got my IG. The following week, if you're coming in like next week, not so great, but the following week is all good. So with this Mercury, it's the and Larry has been 2021. Yeah, from the beginning with Yellow Jesus, Maine the Milkman, my sister Pink Sugar, who's another Cancer, my Lotus, brother Rich Mo. These are the people from inception that helped that supported me and saw me for what I'm doing and was like, yo, we're rocking with Foxy. Foxy's legit, She knows she don't get down with the troll section like that, but she will, engage in it. I am human. I do like cancers. If you don't know what cancers are very funny. Look at some of your comedians. There are a lot of them that are cancers, and they're funny, and they're sarcastically funny. So it's like, case in point, I got a reel that I saw 2 days ago, and it was the Dave Chappelle show, the skit where Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother, was talking about the time that they hooked up with James, what's his name? Oh my God, Rick James. Charlie Murphy is a cancer, was a cancer. And he told that story with all seriousness, but the punchlines were the funniest, right? So it's like cancers are not like they try to make you laugh. It's just the shit that they say that it has you boiling over in your stomach. And I'm not just tooting cancer's horns, because cancers is not one of my favorite signs. You guys know this by now. I have a few favorite signs, and cancer is actually not one of them. But cancers are funny. Kevin Hart, I don't really find him funny, but a lot of people do. Bill Cosby is a cancer. I found him, his stand-up, the first stand-up that he did, I saw that as a little girl, and I was cracking up because he didn't use profanity, but again, he kept the story in a straight face. He's telling about his family, and you just cracking up because you catch the punchlines. So cancers have this humorous side to them. And understand that cancers are the mother of the zodiac. So they take in a lot of energy. They take in everybody's energy. So they almost can be like a Pisces in a sense, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So they take all the other zodiac's energy in. So they can be a little like a chameleon, right? So I think people get cancers twisted because they have a view of this person, and it's like cancer could be many things. Like you can't peg this person in a hole because they change with the moon. They are ruled by the moon. So that energy moves every 2.5 days. So right now it's the moon in Cancer. Beginning of the month was the full moon in Capricorn. So you're going to have these traits carry on, and people will think, cancers are phony, or cancers are flaky, cancers, ghosts and stuff like that. And I'm like, you really don't know them then if you're saying all these things. Like you really have to understand, and it's not even so much studying them, because a cancer will show you who they are. They really don't need to hide, but they're low key. And I think that's what bothers some people too, is because they're low key. So there's this like, what's going on with Cancer? Why are they acting like kind of like an Aquarius? You don't really know what Aquarius is up to because they move very auspiciously. Shout out to Red Illusion. So cancers are kind of like that, and they get a bad rap because of this. They get a bad rap. Now that's not to say that there's cancers that are not. There's people that can be douchebags, but cancers will tell you like it is, and they won't sugarcoat it. And then they'll talk to you. If you're cool, they'll still kick it with you. And some people may take that like, oh, damn, like, how could they say this to me? And then they're sitting here talking to me. And it's just like, you don't understand this person then. You can't really get into the depths of the emotions of a cancer. You're just in your feelings. But when you get really in those emotions, you're going to feel and understand this cancer is going through. And then if they've gone through issues in their home and family life and relationships, right? So Mercury is going to be doing that. Mercury has to do with, like I said, technology, communication. It's in the sign of Cancer. So Cancer, again, like I said, cancers may say something, like you all may say something, and it may be harsh to the next person, but it's like, no, that's the reality. Like sometimes people need to get a rude awakening. right? And yes, the truth does hurt, but sometimes we need that so we can grow. If somebody's always yes manning you or sugarcoating shit or kissing ass, that's not legit. That's not real. So Mercury is telling us, be reflective, say what you mean, or don't say anything at all at this moment and keep it cool. Because not everything deserves your attention. Not everyone deserves your attention. Not everyone. Jordan's in the building. Salute, salute. Peace, peace, peace. Abundance. Abundance to you as well. Um, so yeah, it doesn't deserve, some energy just doesn't deserve your time and your energy. Now, that's Mercury. Technology. So I don't know about you, but technology is the internet was acting wonky last week. We're like I said, we're still in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Yes, it ends the 23rd, but there's a post side. There's a shadow and a post side to all these retrogrades. So the post side stays a week after. Pre-Mercury is a week before. So you feel, for me personally, I feel those energies more while they're happening than I do while it's in the middle. However, this retrograde, my internet there was a couple of outages. Like the internet company was having all these like shortages or outages. And I'm tight because like I don't have a DVD player, which I need to invest in. I can't watch my movies. I can't watch my shows. I'm itching and jonesing to get on Instagram, which is fine. I couldn't, but the movies, like at least if I can't get on social media to let me watch a movie. And I'm like, damn it, nothing, none of the internet, nothing. Right. And then it's like, oh, it's going to be in another 4 hours. That means I got to sit up from 9 or whatever, 10 to 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like, all right, you know what? Just go to sleep. Go to sleep. So it happened twice during this month. And so that's Mercury working its way into technology and affecting that. Also has to do with traveling. So there could be delays in traveling. There could be, delays in, transportation, things of that nature, right? So you want to check if you're flying in Larry Beach. Hopefully there's no problems with you getting in. Double check everything before you head out. And yeah, because that on a normal day that happens, but then you throw Mercury into the mix. That's just, the topping. And again, communication could have to do with either emails, text messages, physical mail. People have said that they got their stuff delayed in the mail. They're waiting for certain things. Same thing with emails. They haven't gotten this email. So you want to also, and signing contracts. Like, is this really a good time to sign? And moving, like, do I really have to? If you have to, then you have to. But if there's something that you can kind of push off and wait and wean it out, because contracts can get, messed up, misconstrued. So, always just dot your I's and cross your T's, right? Always reread whatever it is, the fine print. Because some people are like, oh, I didn't realize, and I didn't read, and I didn't know. And then you're locked into something that you have no idea you were locked into. So that's Mercury. Okay. Old feelings return. Okay. Travel plans may be delayed in messages and communication. Yeah. Sending out a text message that I was like, oh, I thought I sent this out already. And then it's like hours later and I'm like, oh, it never got to them. Like, I know I pressed send, never got to them. So, again, delayed messages, old feelings returning. That's that somebody could be missing you. Again, family, friend, or a lover, and wanting to reach out. Do we entertain this or not? Or vice versa. This is you feeling nostalgic, wanting to reach out to somebody. Should I do this now because I'm in my feelings, or is it just a feeling that'll pass through? Yeah, chances are it's just a feeling because you're being affected by this energy. Plus, we're in a new moon in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is all about nostalgia. It's all about those good feelings. It's all about the childhood. It's all about the family structure, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like families can come out of the blue. Like I said, my auntie was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in town. It's such and such a date. I'm coming through." And then so yeah, I haven't seen her in a couple of years. So that and again certain family members, right? So if some family members hit you up like, oh, I'm gonna come through, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about all that because there's some bridges that I crossed that I've cut, not burned, but cut, right? Some of them I have burned, and I'm not going back that path. So why do I care if I burn those bridges or not? Some people, you should be careful of the bridges you burn because you may need, right? But I highly doubt the shit that I cut off, I need again. I highly doubt it. And I'm moving into a new uh paradigm, if you will. I'm moving into a new shift. So there's always going to be new people, family members that you haven't seen, that this could be a start of a new relationship with this family member, right? Connecting and things of that nature. Okay, so that's what Mercury really entails, but then you throw it in the sign of Cancer and it can get a little emotional. So what else we have here? Neptune is also retrograding in Cancer. Did I write that down? Right now, Neptune, yes. So this is about focusing inward. Neptune is about illusions, delusions. Again, that be very mindful about getting caught up in the past. You seeing somebody on social media and you're like, damn, I wonder what happened with them. I wonder what, and yeah, I was guilty of that. And that didn't turn out so good. So yeah, leave shit alone. Don't even revisit it. What's done is done. It's in the past. Keep it pushing. Y'all had a good time when it lasted, and that's that. Neptune is going to try to get under your skin with that and want you to revisit and spin the block and see some ghosts from the past. And it's like, now what happens when this energy ends? You're stuck with this. You're starting to see again why you're not with this person anymore, why you're not with these friends, and why you're not with these family members, because you're like, okay, the moment is past, and literally it's going to pass, right? So hold on as tight as you can to sticking to your ground right now, because Cancer is family. Cancer is home. Okay, it's in the fourth house. That is home. Stuff that felt comfortable to you, that hell, even clothes, like the clothes you didn't wear the past 5 years or 10 years, but you hold on to it because it's like, oh no, I'm gonna fit that again, or oh no, this was cool. And it's just like, no, it's holding space and you're not really using it. So donate it or chuck it, throw it out, right? But yeah, revisiting this kind of energy is gonna like affect some of us in more ways than one. And yeah, I'm Cancer, so it's nostalgia so much, but I'm just happy because I'm gonna be able to spend my solar return, my 50th, the half of a century, the monument that I wasn't supposed to be here. There was times when death was at my door, not just only family members, but for me. And by the grace of God and the support of my family, I am here. And so I will be spending my time with my children, my family, my tribe for my solar return. But now let's go ahead into Neptune. All right. So it wants us to focus inward while we're dealing with the outward feelings of comfort and, communication with others. We have to communicate with ourselves. Again, being real. You may have to have this pep talk with yourself. Garrison, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, you know, it's the energy that allows you better to understand the goals your goals and yourself. So having those real communications with you, not only just others, but with yourself, being real with yourself. You may have to tell yourself off, you know. I've definitely had those pep talks numerous times, because who else is going to be the voice of reason? Yeah, you can have people around you that can spearhead and be the voice of reasoning for you. Um, but it's nothing like having a pep talk with yourself and saying, hey, listen, it's time to get real. Now, what are you doing? What are we setting out in goals? What are we doing for ourselves? Are we sticking to our regimen? Are we, what happened with the health thing? Why are we not, we need to get our bodies back in shape, things like that, right? Having the pep talk of remember what happened when you was talking to these people. So why would you want to go back down that road again? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't talk to anybody else, talk to yourself. Sometimes people won't understand what you're going through because they're not going through that. They may empathize, or they just won't care, or just don't get it. And so you have to sit with yourself and be like, damn, so nah, I shouldn't reach out to them. Should I? I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all the, like, no, remember, we got receipts. Remember what they said? Remember how they did? Remember how they moved? Oh, right. Right. And there's no love lost, but you got to remind yourself about visiting the old block. Got to remind yourself how things were. Okay. So that's Neptune in retrograde. The last thing we have is Jupiter, and it was in Cancer. It's now going into the sign of Leo. Actually, it went into Leo, my bad. And it'll be staying here until the end of the month. So for Cancers, Jupiter has to do with abundance, has to do with expansion, has to do with luck, if you will, right? So it was in Cancer, and a lot of Cancers, pages that I was reading were like, damn it, what's going on with Cancer? Why aren't we getting this luck? And why aren't we getting this love? And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling that same way too. However, I have more Leo placements in my chart as being a cusp of a Leo, that I'm like, yeah, I'm soaping up all this Leo energy right now. So Jupiter is in Leo. It'll be here until the end of the month as well. So it is considered the lucky planet. Okay, abundance, as I said, creativity, leadership, because that's Leo energy. All about Leo is the sun, Cancer is the moon. Those are two illuminary planetary alignments, if you will. I know the sun is not a planet, nor is the moon, but you get what I mean. So radiance, okay, and self-expression. Leo doesn't bow down to no one. I know. there are a couple in my family. They don't bow down. You know how much it is to take a Leo to say my bad and I'm sorry? Even if they're a Leo sun, a Leo moon, Leo rising, or if they have a Leo stellium in their chart, like I do, yeah. The only time the sun is covered is when the clouds are in the way, right? Or when it goes down. But the sun shines. Even when you get past the clouds, the sun is still shining. It bows down to no one, okay? So your self-expression is going to be taking off right now. Yes, while we all have this Cancer energy going around us, we're also being propelled to, again, with the self-talk, the self-discovery, the self-expression in the Neptune. Jupiter is telling us dig deeper, right? Get up, get yourself out of those bootstraps, become the leader. Cancer is a cardinal sign, meaning it invokes leadership. Leos are leaders, even though they're a fixed sign. But these two placements are going to be giving us some newfound expression of ourselves, discovery, right? Yeah, just a lot of Self-help, like I said, exercising, where you were like, oh, you kind of fell off with doing the exercise, and now you're going to be pushed into getting back into fitness, getting back into the health kick, mentally, physically, right? Because we know mental plays a big part as well. So, okay, and so opposing Pluto, because we got Pluto in Aquarius for a few months, that it can bring ups and downs in your faith. Okay, so that could be that, the sometimes self-talk can be detrimental to us as well, because we'll be like, oh, you're slow, you're stupid, why do you do that? You're having these doubt talks against yourself, when Jupiter is telling you not to do that. Neptune is telling you not to do that. It's telling you to look in and, rediscover your faith, or faith in yourself, right? So it can bring ups and downs in your finances, as I said, Jupiter is the planet of abundance. So that could be abundance in family and also in finances. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm done with I love I loved the decade that I was in, but I'm ready to wrap it up. The finances up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. Well, yeah, it'll make you lose your faith. So keep in mind, Chiron is in Taurus as well, and Taurus rules money. So yeah, it's a little, we're kind of like in a little crux of things right now, but it's all how we master it, right? Mind over matter, mind over matter, mind over matter. That we will it, it will be, right? So getting ourselves in order, having our self-talks. If you need to go to therapy and have outer talks, so be it. I know I sure did. I went to group grief counseling, therapy. My father passed away because I just couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take it anymore. And me and my dad are besties. That's my number one Pisces. That's my main man. And he was taken out unexpectedly, a sudden heart attack when he was fine, going, so, to this date, I was just telling my son, and then my husband had asked, you okay? And I'm like, well, I don't want to show you guys, but yeah, I'm ready to ball over and cry in a corner somewhere, because I can't talk to him. And I talk to my dad every day. And if a day passed by, it'd be the following day. Seeing him, taking care of him, because I was his caregiver. Not that there was anything wrong, but he had surgery. That didn't take him out. That wasn't what took him out. So, yeah. He should be here celebrating. He's supposed to be here for my little one's graduation, and be here for my oldest's wedding, and be here for my 50th, because relatively he was healthy. Sure. Jupiter is telling us that with the Chiron and money. Also, Chiron has to do with healing old wounds. Okay. These are other, Chiron's not a planet, but these are other things that are revolving around these the celestial planets and the alignments. So Chiron is dealing with your wounds, your traumas. It's in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus, like Cancers, are all about comfort. They're all about home. So if you had childhood issues, trauma, these things could resurface. You got Neptune in Cancer that wants you to, you be careful, because you may want to go off the deep end. You may want to, please don't. Call for help then, okay? Because this energy can, if you're feeling lonely, that's why you may want to reach out to certain people, but it's not always the best thing. Reach out to an 800 number, call a hotline, call your doctor's office and see if they could refer you. Like, don't do this. Don't do all of this alone, because it could be daunting. It can put you in a dark place, and it could make you spiral. When I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking for real, off of experience, because that's what I had to do. Doc, what's the number? Because I'm feeling a little jumpy right now. Okay. Meditation, all that was helping. Yoga, all that was helping too. But when the death of my father hit me, all that shit went out the window. All I wanted to do was, I was in shock. I'm still kind of in that shock, because like the other day I forgot, and I'm about to call him because I'm like, it's so quiet. Like, I haven't heard from Dad. I'm still in that. And it's 3 years later. I'm still in that, because it was sudden. It wasn't something that I knew, okay, he's dying, he's old, he was 67. So my mind still can't compute when and most people's minds can't compute when it's a tragic or a sudden death. Your mind doesn't, there's something that's still shut down and still trying to operate and still function. So yeah, I was in counseling for a year, therapy, one-on-one and group, every week, twice a week. Okay, no shame in my game. This is real talk. This is for real. No cards, no spirit could tell me otherwise. Like, I know that I need help, but I also have faith, right? I'm, laurelling in on my faith and what I grew up with. But like I said, sometimes all that goes out the window when sudden tragedy happens to you. Could be a divorce. A divorce feels like death too. You've been with this person for 20, 30, 40 years, 10 years. You're not with them anymore. You moved on for whatever reasons, but it's still an ending that hurts. So this time could, it could flip either way, and it could be a very positive thing, and you guys could be very strong in it, and this energy could move with you and feel good. But at the same time, for some others, if you're not strong-willed or you don't have support around you like that, it could be a dark place. Okay, so hold fast, but definitely don't be too proud that you can't be like, oh, I need to, go into group counseling, go into group therapy. Maybe you've relapsed on drugs and alcohol. Go into, because of what's going on, that you got to go into group therapy, group, AAs and counseling and stuff like that. I think if people were being more real about that and dealing with the traumas that they had that's causing them to, go into substance, right? Sex, gambling. These are all addictions that we pour into because something has happened to us, that now we're down this rabbit hole that you can't necessarily get yourself out of by yourself. You need a support team. You need some good family members that are going to be there, and some friends, because trust me, that's helpful as well. I had that with me, thank goodness. Okay. So when you can't, you find help, right? So trying not to stay into that. All right. So then so again, back in Jupiter with Leo, this can bring jealousy and resentment within family and friends. Okay. Stay prayed up and protect it. Protect your wealth at all costs. Okay. Why? Because Leo, like I said, doesn't bow down. It's sun. So while someone's looking at you like, oh, they should have been defeated, and your glow up is now, honey, please. Okay. People, friends, family, somebody who you sleep with might be jealous of your glow up. all the finances that you've lost and all the stuff that you've gone through, your whatever has been happening in your life. And finally, the tables are turned. Jupiter is in your corner. Woo! You'll see people for who they really are. Now, do you want to go spin the block with these people? Maybe you've known all along they've been jealous of you, but you gave them the benefit of the doubt because you're like, oh, that's my homie. Oh, that's my homegirl. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, that's my husband. So we give them the benefit of the doubt, right? But they'll show their true colors when you start to propel yourself. Why? Because misery loves company. People like you to stay right where you're at in that misery with them because they're miserable. They're the ones calling you about all their issues, dumping it on you, but don't even ask how you're doing. Don't even want to know what you're up to. But you're there. That's a Cancer too. Cancers are very dedicated. They're very loyal. Leos too, Tauruses too. But it will be an Achilles heel for a Cancer to just be so loyal to these people. And it's like they're not doing anything in return for you. And it's not that you're looking for it in return. It's just like you pour out or you're always there because that's your nature. Like, I'm going to be there for this person. They need me, da, 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 da. And these people are not showing up for you like that. You know, so when you turn the tables, then it's that resentment. It's the jealousy. And it's like, well, where were you then? You know? So you know what? I'm going to show you all this. You know what? You're going to see this glow up. Oh, I'm not going to block you. You're going to see the glow up. Because it is what it is. Or you know what? You're not going to see the glow up because you don't deserve to see that shit. Click. Again, not everybody needs your attention and your time. So that's what's that going on there, guys. Oh wait, we got more stuff here. Okay, with Jupiter. Oh, and then I'll do the cards. All right. So again, this could be the ghost in the past, right? A former best friend, an ex who reaches out because they realize that they lost you. Yeah, they see your glow up. Case in point, I'll give you a Hollywood or celebrity relationship. Papoose and Remy Ma, right? They're two rappers from Brooklyn and the Bronx. They had a very high declarated relationship showing on, reality TV, things of that nature, right? So in the past 2 years, or 2 years ago, they were coming to the ends of their relationship. It's a he say, she say of who cheated on who, right? And then I don't know if Remy is with the person she allegedly cheated on with now. It don't look like it. But Papoose is with the woman he cheated on with, which is Clarissa Shields, and she's is she an MMA fighter? I know she's a boxer, okay? But you could see the difference. Now, I kind of like this little gossip stuff. So I click in and see what's going on from there time and time again. I don't really indulge in all of it, but it comes up on your feed, so you can't help but to like click in and see what's going on. Well, honey, you can see who's glowing up and who really is like, See, Papoose is with this young lady that she thinks she's glowing up with him, but you could really see who's glowing up, and that's Remy Ma. Meaning she's gotten her network. She was just on the local news station here in New York City. She just did a new remix, Max B and French Montana. She was on the Knicks' parade when we had the ticker tape parade for the Knicks. Remy was there. Okay. doing a couple of podcasts with Joe and Jada. That's Fat Joe and Jada Kiss. They're both rappers. Um, she was on another podcast with Fabulous and Mano and what's his name? Y'all know who else I'm talking about. I can't think of his name right now. But you can see that she doesn't look pressed or stressed out, with or without makeup, because she looks good without makeup as well. So what I'm trying to tell you all is that Jupiter in Leo is showing you that. Okay. And Papoose don't really look too happy with his girlfriend, who, by the way, these two are not legally divorced yet. I'm not sure if they're legally separated, but the pen, the ink is not on the pen yet for the divorce. And Remy has said that's because Papoose don't want to give up the papers. Of course not. She aired out a laundry list of why this man, okay, he got issues. Ew, okay. So he doesn't really look too happy. And Clarissa's always putting the camera on his face, or she's always showing her, she's trying to make it look like these guys are so in love with each other. And he's just like a deer in the headlights, or just looks avoidant. And Remy is not patrolling around with any dude. She's got her daughter. She's doing, like I said, she's going into here, there, and everywhere. She's slimming down. She's looking good. And you could tell, like, the stress is leaving her. So, yes, Jupiter is going to be doing that for some of us. It's going to make us really look good. Our skin is going to be glowing. We're going to be in shape, right? We're going to have these self-talks with ourselves where it's like, you know what? Snap up out of it. Get up out of this little funk that you're in. Let's get to the gym. Let's do our yogas. Let's do our stretches. Whatever it is that's going to help us get our mind right, get our body right, right? So there's those jealous exes sitting on the sidelines, looking on your Instagram, looking on your Facebook, looking on your TikTok, wanting to see. I'm like, baby, I don't need to show you who I'm with to show you that I'm happy. No person's gonna be like, it's me that's doing this work. Like, I'm getting the work here. Okay. So signs that are affected are the cardinal signs. So Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising will be affected by this Jupiter in Leo energy. I will also say Leo as well, okay, because that's where it's sitting in that sign. So yeah, I'm going to be affected by this. Jealousy, nah, not so much, because I cut a lot of stuff out. A lot of stuff, people. So the circle, the tribe that I have, we built this. We went through some things. And so we're not 1,000% Gucci, but we're Gucci. We're Gucci slides. My tribe and I, like I said, Larry Beach, who was here earlier, and a handful of others that I mentioned that came through on the 2001 journey with me. Yeah. Oh, that's where the time is now. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah. So that's, the internet soul peeps, and the people that have come along the way as well. My Miss Sharon, that has supported not only from the front end, but from the back end. My Lotus, like I said, from inception, who's supported me on the back end as well. Not monetary wise, not gift, but just being there. Just we check in with each other, and yeah, things happen in between stuff, but the besides my physical soul tribe, there is my social media tribe. You know, and my kids crack up because they're like, "Ma, you don't know these people. How are they your people?" And I'm like, "Well, these are my people, though. Like, until they do me wrong, they're not my people. But until then, so you can get a gist of how authentic people are. I mean, there are some disingenuous people that hide behind the screens, but they could be hiding behind a magazine in the street, on the train or the bus, in your local library or whatever. So you just have to feel them out and trust the instincts. Thank you, my Lotus. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So okay, let's wrap this up, because I didn't want to do a grandstand, but I did want to just talk about these planetary alignments, because it is affecting some people more than others. So if you're here, then we're tapped in. So again, the signs affected by Jupiter in Leo, which will be to the end of this month, are Cancer's the cardinal signs. So Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. I would also say Leo as well. Sun, moon, rising. So if your sun, moon, rising is standing directly in the blast zone, you're going to be affected. Cancer and Capricorn could be drawing in memories, while Aries and Libra are fighting the urge to start on an argument just to listen. Aries is feisty. Libras can get feisty, and I don't know. The Libras I know don't start shit to get their point across. If anything, they're very quiet and low key about things. They may not even say anything at all. So I don't. If it's saying Libra and Aries, okay. But like I said, the ones that I know, they don't start arguments and fights. Okay, so closure is a trap. You do not have to walk into it. So if the blast from the past comes up, the ghost, the ex, friends, lovers, and we should have closure, or we should dot. It's a trap. This energy is only going to be here for a little while, and then we will be snapped up out of our senses, back into our senses, to say, no, it was a fleeting moment. We're in Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer. We're in a new moon in the sign of Cancer. We're in the sun of Cancer. And we got Mercury. And Neptune, in Cancer. So hell to the no, 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 no. Realize the comfortability is playing on your heartstrings. So it's a trap when they're like, oh no, but we need closure. Closure for who? You? And never mind. Let me keep my mouth shut, because it's retrograde. And I know if I say something, you're going to get your heart feeling. And you're going to want to go back and forth with me. But you're actually jealous of me. It's really what it is. You're jealous of me. You see how I got things going on, and you're jealous because you're not a part of that. No. Then you want to be sitting there watching what I'm doing with my family, secretly hating. This is when that evil eye comes in, right? Or the green eye bandit, the jealousy, because people are watching you online. Let's be careful what you're posting up on social media. Because if you think you showing somebody, oh yeah, there's one thing to show somebody your glow up, right? But it's being strategic. It's being smart about what you're posting up. Because trust me, these green-eyed bandits is watching, lurking, and waiting for your next upload. Trust me, I know. They want to see what you're doing, what you got on, who you're with. They may want to see you with the family. What's the family up to? If you're posting up celebrations and things like that, want to see, were they with this one? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, they want to know. This could be family and friends, lovers. We're not excluding it just to be an ex. I'm talking about all those. Because there could be family members sitting up there waiting too. Like, you don't talk to them anymore. They watching on social media for the next post. And those intentions, that green-eyed bandit, that evil eye sets the intentions. They don't have to go and do no voodoo, no santeria, no witches, hex, none of that. Their intentions alone, that jealousy alone is set in motion to be a target to you, believe it or not. You may think, oh, somebody's doing voodoo on me, somebody put a hex on me, they went somewhere. No, they actually could probably be just sitting there right on their phone and be so green and angry at looking at your picture that sets the intention straight out. That energy is trying to hit you. Protect yourself. It says protect yourself at all costs, right? Because while you chilling, moving on in life, blowing up, you got the people that want to spin the block again and go down memory lane and stuff and all this stuff. Like, for what? Been there, done that. Okay, so closure's a trap. The medicine of this retrograde is learning that you do not owe anyone a conversation just because they finally decided they're ready to talk. So, especially during this time, the ultimate power is move, letting the past stay completely there. And that's what I've been saying. It's just letting it go. And again, there's no hard feelings. There's no love lost. If you've done the work and you have forgiven people, forgiven yourself, and you've done that work and you've moved on, then there shouldn't be any animosity towards these people. It's okay to move on. Again, like I said, and I'll say this and I'll leave this here and then I'll go into what's the message for the week, the remaining of the week, is that, we're caught up in nostalgia. We're caught up in a feel-good moment. Cancer, I was going to read what Cancer is. Cancer loves home body, loves, comfort, feel good, good times, good people, good looking people. So when, like I said, when you've done the work, you could push on, and that's that. Okay. You don't owe anybody, family or friends. It could be your mother, your father, okay, your siblings, that you may feel you owe it to them, or because they are who they are to you, that or it could be your husband, your wife, your living lover, right, that you owe. And it's just like, no, like, it's all right. Actually, I don't even want to go down that road again, because I might get my feelings hurt again. Just by knowing the things that we've went through and the hurt that it took me through, the anger that it took me through, that do I really want to, just because I forgive you, don't necessarily mean I got fuck with you. You know what I mean? All right, so lastly, Cancers. They are ruled by the moon. As I said, their element is water. Their duality is feminine. Okay, so you'll have a lot of bitch-ass people, okay, men and women, again, being that douche, Cancers is feminine. It's that feminine energy, okay? Even if you're a man, you're going to have this little nastiness to you that can, like, don't ruin a good day, okay? So Cancers are protective of their loved ones and can be incredibly nurturing, offering warmth and comfort. Definitely, I am protective. I'm overprotective of my loved ones. Like I said to Lotus one time, she was in, who was it? I think she was in somebody's, she was a monitor somewhere, and I'm like, but you're my moderator. Like possessive and just like, no, you're mine. But it's just making sure that people are good, like you cancers could see things kind of before things happen. Like you have this sixth sense. And if you have other alignments going on in your natal chart, you definitely are tapped in. And it's just we're being protective of these people because you could see a sweetness in them, or you can see an innocence in them that somebody else might take advantage of, and you're like, no, I don't want that to happen with my friends. So hurricanes in the building. Salute, thank you. Wale, thank you, I appreciate that, thank you. The happy birthdays. Yes, my birthday is Sunday, the 19th. But I'm doing this today because that's it. Like I ain't trying to be on media like that. Okay, so cancers, their intuition is their guiding force. Like I said, we could feel and see certain things before before it even happens, right? And it, again, if somebody is kind-hearted and they have an innocence to them and they're sweet and nurturing and things like that, a cancer wants to protect that from other people. So it may come off possessive, but it's really like we just are being protective. We want you to be safe. It could be a little overbearing because my kids, on top of being a mother, I can be a little like, not a helicopter mom, but definitely they'd be like mom, like let me breathe. I am this age, and I was like, so whatever. um, so often understanding the emotional circumstances of situations within the need of words. However, their sensitivity can lead them to overprotective or moody as they internalize the emotions and energies around them. Cancers value security and comfort, creating cozy, safe spaces that serve as the sanctuary from the outside world. Cancers pay more attention to emotions and represent the nurturing essence in the depths of feeling, known for their empathy, intuition, and protective instincts. Those born under the Cancer sun sign navigate life through their hearts and closely held bonds. Okay. It says here, if you're going with compatibility, Tauruses, Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces make the best compatibility for Cancers. I would say Pisces for sure, but and Taurus. But that Virgo and Scorpio, Scorpio men, I love you, Larry Beach, but like, oh man. All right, so that's a little snapshot of Cancer energy. In relationships, you want to know Cancers in relationships. They could show love through caring actions, creating a cozy and protective space for the ones that they love. They have a strong instinct for the needs of their partners, often going to great lengths to ensure the comfort and happiness. And that's why Cancers get the bum end of the stick, because they will make sure that you're good. Like, unconsciously, they will create a safe space. They will create a comfort, for the most part, most Cancers. But the moodiness, you could feel, like I said, that Cancers are like off. There's this ghosting going on with them, and it's like, no, they got to retreat back to conserve the energy that they just gave out, because they just gave out a shitload of energy to people, and most of it did not get returned properly. And that's where the boundaries start to fizzle out, because it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to keep extending myself and asking if you're good and making sure you're all right, or helping you in things that you need help in. And here I am then drowning and going through shit, and it's like ghosts in the wind. Okay. So Basking in the energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your birthday is the whole month. It is, because I've actually, especially this year, like most of the birthdays, I wouldn't necessarily say it is. I do celebrate the whole Cancer energy because my siblings, my brother and my little sister, my little brother and my little sister are both Cancers. So it's our whole, one is the beginning, the middle, and I'm the end. So yeah, for sure, Cancer season. But this year specifically, because I'm going to turn 50. And like I said in the beginning, like, there were certain situations that I wasn't supposed to, like, I could have been taken off this earth. So to see it, to be here and then say, you know what, I'm glad I learned. I'm glad that God spared me. I'm here, you know, let me fulfill the rest of my purpose before it is really time to check out. Then yeah, I've been gloating about this year. I'll be like, woo, like I embrace the 50. People don't want to talk about their age and stuff. I'm like, listen, yep, I'm 50. Because I love when it comes back like, you're 50, like you don't look 50, you don't look like you should have adult children. Oh yeah, I do. And that's the kicker. So I love it, I embrace it. All right, so let's go ahead and get the midweek message in for us, since I didn't post online the beginning of the week. And then we're in a heat wave right now, so it's like, listen, I'm just trying to chill. Now you too much, Hurricane. Thank you. I'll take 38, but 28 is pushing it. 28 is pushing it. All right, so we got choose your battles. All right, for the collective. And then we got dedicated effort here, middle of the deck, 3 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is sadness and isolation. All right, so if this isn't not ringing a bell here for us, all right, so your card is choose and pick your battles, number 7 being a highly spiritual number. And remember, right, with both of that here, you got the overall energy of sadness and isolation, with that whole, tapped in the spiritual energy here, right? Leveling up. Didn't I say this though? Didn't we say this in Jupiter? So Jupiter is going to be having us level up, but we're choosing and picking our battles. Not everything deserves your attention. Not everything deserves an audience. So you going back and forth with somebody online, or back and forth on your phone with somebody and all that stuff, like, no. I'm choosing to pick it. Like, I'm going to pick who I'm going to talk to. This could be family and friends. It could be a significant other or an ex. Like, I'm going to choose if I want to engage with you or not. And y'all not going to bully me into trying to connect and stuff. Because this is another thing. It's like looking at, like, we're going to try to overpower you. No. People, like I said, they want you to stay small. They want you to stay small for them because they like that. It's 94 feels like, oh, geez. Yeah, that's what it is, Hurricane. We got the real feel here like that too. Triple digits. So let's clarify. What is this? Choose the battles. Choose your battles. Yeah. Misery loves company, and they want you to stay right where you were at because it was easier to control you that way. We got the Lovers in reverse. All right. Gemini energy. So this could be definitely about a significant other that is an ex that's in the past. Okay. Middle of the deck is the 8 of Wands, about communication. And that's that spiritual communication. So it's trusting your intuition. And then bottom of the deck here is the 3 of Wands, and choosing and picking your battles. Is this not this person here? So, like, yeah, we're not doing this today, tomorrow, next week, the end of the month. Like, we're going to center ourselves, get zen. You may need to seek help if you do, right? But know that you can choose and pick your battles. You can choose and pick who you're going to talk to. You can choose and pick where you're going to go to, and if you just want to stay right there, then that's where you're staying. The ships are coming into you. For some, things are coming into you for you. Here's the Empress right underneath that, leveling up. And then you got the Tower card right underneath that. So Tower card, Scorpio energy, Empress, Leo, Libra. And Taurus energy. Okay. So it's leveling up and they'll see you. And it's just like, oh, wow, like it is what it is, you know? So let's close out with that and do an oracle. We're doing the energy oracles here. Okay. All right. So we got confusion. Many choices and uncertainty. All right. 13 breaking down to 4. Middle of the deck is Archangel Haniel. Joy, blessing, and intuition. So there goes that intuition again, right? There goes the glow up, the joy, the blessings. And then bottom of the deck is elements, nature, the 4 elements. So getting out into the elements, you know, it is summertime. Yes, some of us are in a heat wave, but you know, going out maybe in the morning or in the evening, get you some air, get yourself out into the elements and stuff like that could be essential. But you know, many choices and uncertainty. That's this 3 of Wands. Okay, not knowing, but just staying right, just staying put so you can figure out things before you make a move, right? Wally's in the building. Salute, Wally. So just, you know, it could be confusing for you, the uncertainty of the future, knowing what's going on in the past. Maybe, I don't know. Let intuition kick in for you. Like I said, you got Jupiter going on right now. You got Neptune. You have a new moon in Cancer, a super new moon at that. And then you have the sun in Cancer. Cancer is intuition. So allowing yourself to just sit with this energy, not really make too many moves. And if you do, like, really think about it, you know. And again, if you're in a crisis where you're feeling burnt out and you're feeling like this is the end of your rope, metaphorically speaking, then please seek outside professional help. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like you're a failure. Don't feel like you've lost the good fight. Know that you're maintaining yourself by seeking that professional help outside. Okay. And again, yes, you have many choices. If you don't want to do that, you know, and you're saying, you know what, let me go back into doing my yoga, or let me go back to the gym, and that was helping me and clear out, you know, because sometimes staying away from these certain type of people, right, helps. They might have been the ones that was affecting this mental issue going on, or all these traumas that was happening. So it's like, why would I want to put myself back into that trauma, that abuse, or that sadness? Yeah, there might have been some good times in there and happiness and things like that. But if the sadness outweighs, if the negative outweighs the positive, then why would I want to go back to that? Like, if I was stressed more than I was happy with these people, like, why? Right? So there's that confusion. That's Neptune playing in on ourselves. And we have to try to figure out, you know, what better our alternatives are there for us, right? Even your diet, because your diet plays a part as well. Eating healthier, fasting, intermittently fasting. Like, you don't have to eat every time your brain tells you, oh, we're hungry. Fight that urge. Start with yourself, right? If you can control yourself, you can control you can somewhat control around you, but at least you know what you're doing with yourself, right? And getting that water into your body and sitting there and just, you know, you don't have to eat around the clock like that. You know, the stuff that we're putting into now there's this parasite crap that's happening. We can't eat, you know, organics and salads and vegetables and fruits fresh unless you get them from the farmer's market and stuff. But if you go into the supermarket, because that's all near you, that's the only thing that's near you that you can get to, they're poisoning us. So What do we do? Fast. If you do happen to get those fruits and vegetables, make sure you wash them. Wash your hands every time you come in the house. Some people don't do that. They don't. I won't raise that way. My grandmother, you couldn't come to the kitchen unless your hands were clean from coming outside. And I don't care if you just went around the corner. If you walked into that kitchen, she said, "Go wash your hands." Well, she wasn't playing all that. So hence, I don't play it. My children know better, and so we keep it pushing. But there's some people that'll come outside and move around in their house and do whatever, and they got germs from wherever they were at outside, and they brought it into their home, thinking, "I'm okay. This is my house." But no, you just picked up whatever you were touching, gas station handles, shaking hands, cleaning up something from outside. You got all that on your hands. Your hands carry the germs. So yeah, this is where the bacteria and all these parasites and all that crap is happening. Yeah, you could Lysol down your house all you want, but if you're not washing your hands from the get-go, and you start touching things, then you rubbing your hands, touching your face, cooties, bacteria all over, right? So we got to learn how to take better care of ourselves. How could you take care of others and you're not taking care of yourself? That's that pouring back into yourself that we were talking about, right? It's taking care of ourselves, eating better. Sometimes we'll binge. That's all right. You want to eat, you want to go to McDonald's, whatever, Chick-fil-A. I don't know what's around you, but I'm just saying sometimes we'll have a little guilty pleasure. It's moderation. You shouldn't be eating it from sun up to sundown. You should be throwing in some vegetables there. Definitely want to hydrate, like the smart things. And that actually starts to help with your in your mind. It does. So when you're not eating all this processed crap, your mind gets better. You start to think a little differently. You start to see things a little differently. And things start making sense for you that it wouldn't if you were under another state in your mind, right? Again, in this time frame, you could be wanting to go indulge back into drugs, alcohol, sex, because sex could be an addiction if you're constantly moving from one body to another body, right? Not giving your body time to just chill, because that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But when we're merging bodies and stuff, we're soul swapping with each other. Like now you've taken on all this other energy. Big Dog's in the house. Peace for the OG. Thank you. Salute. Much love to you. Thank you. Yeah, so you're soul swapping. So when are you giving your body time to rest and wash away all that? So yeah, we gotta do a lot. There's a lot of work to be done, but hopefully we're doing that in this time. We're not feeding into our cravings, our indulgence. We're not feeding into people that want us to go back to the way it used to be, or the way the way we were. Like, ships have sailed. Time has moved on, and yeah, everything is all good now, but that don't mean that we gotta fix back the old stuff. All right, so that is that, guys. That concludes for the midweek message. And I don't know if I'll put up another thing. I probably won't. Hopefully this will just keep people at bay. But again, if you guys do want to send a birthday blessing to me, I have it pinned in the chat there. For those that can't see the chat, if you wanted to send a birthday blessing to me, you could send it to either Cash App or Venmo. Those are the only two companies that I use at the moment. I don't have anything else. But Cash App would be $Foxy Moon. 19, and Venmo is just Foxy Moon. So those are the two companies that I use. And I thank you all for coming through. Larry Beach and My Lotus, that really like sealed the deal, because those are my pretty much day ones from Jump Street, like 2021. So that was beautiful and very nice to have and see you guys, and everybody else who came through. I appreciate you. Everybody who's going to be catching us on the replay, thank you for supporting and sticking around with me for these many years. I appreciate you guys. I know I'm not as consistent as I should be, but considering the past 10 years and the last 5 years of doing this, I've been through some things. I've been through a lot, and I'm just trying to work on myself, guys. So, I bid you all adieu. I thank you for all the early birthday wishes. I hold that dear to me. I appreciate that again. And I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace.